All right, welcome to Saxon Math Level 5. This is Lesson 23, Recognizing Halves. All right, today we're going to be talking about recognizing halves when we're dealing with fractions. So we're going to compare fractions to see if they're equal to, greater than, or less than half. All right, that's our goal today. So make sure in your math notebook you write Lesson 23 notes at the top. And let's go ahead and get started. We're going to skip that counting out loud. Here is your power up mental math. Go ahead and label your paper A through H and take time to solve these equations. Put the answers in your notebook, please. A through H. When you're done, you can come back and push play. All right, welcome back. So now we're going to skip problem solving for today. We're going to review what you might have talked about last year. When you're dealing with fractions, the numerator goes on top and the denominator goes on the bottom. I like to remember that by thinking of denominator like demon, and demons are under the ground, right, in hell. So that's how I remember. But you can think of it however you want to, whatever helps you remember that the numerator is the number that is up on top and the denominator is what is down on the bottom. All right. I would like you to add this to your notes. Fractions. Many fractions equal 1/2. Here we show 5 fractions equal to 1/2. Okay, now obviously we are used to seeing this first one, 1/2. We know that equals half. If we cut an apple in 2 pieces, we would have 1/2, and another half we would have 2 halves. Okay? But if you look at these other ones a little more closely, you will see why they also equal 1/2. Okay, because look, if you put 2 parts of 4, or half of 4 is 2, right? Half of 6 is 3. Half of 8 is 4, and half of 10 is 5. So all of these are also equal to 1/2. All right, so make sure you jot those down in your notes so that you can come back and remember that later. All right. Now, if you will notice that the numerator, remember that's the number on top, of each fraction is half of the denominator, just like I told you, okay? You don't have to write this down. I just told you it, but you'll notice the numerator on top is half of the number on the bottom, the denominator. All right, so let's look at this example. Example 1, which fraction is not equal to 1/2? Which example is not equal to 1/2? Can you take a look and see? Good. It would be B, right? Because B, the 10 denominator, is not half of 25, the denominator, right? It is not half of it. But on the other ones, 50 is half of 100, 25 is half of 50, and 9 is half of 18. Okay, so the only one that is not is letter B. Okay. Example 2. Anaya, or Anana, I don't know how you say her name, ordered 2 pizzas for her family. The vegetarian pizza was sliced into 12ths, and the cheese pizza was sliced into 8ths. The family ate all but 5 slices of the vegetarian and 4 slices of the cheese pizza. Okay? Compare the fraction parts of the 2 pizzas that were not eaten. Okay? Here we have 5/12ths. 5/12ths. And on the other side, we have 4/8ths, right? So let's look carefully. We have the vegetarian pizza represented by 5/12ths, and we have the cheese pizza represented by 4/8ths. Now, the denominator of 5/12ths is 12, and half of 12 is what? Half of 12 would be 6. So it's not 1/2, right? And since 5 is less than half of 12, then we know that this side is less than this side because we see that 4 is half of 8. Okay, so because 5 is less than 6, less than half, then we know that 5/12 is less than 4/8. Okay. We want to also take some time to remind you that when we're talking about fractions, oftentimes it helps. Let me move my picture here out of the way. Oftentimes it helps to think of our fractions just like a pizza, right? So in this example, now I'm not going to be able to do this fantastic because of the computer, but let's try. Okay, we're going to draw a circle here, and then we're going to draw some lines in our circle. So in the first pizza, the vegetarian pizza, they divided it in half, right? And then they divided it in half again. Oops, that's what I was afraid was going to happen. Let's see if we can. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so there we've got 4 pieces now, right? But they said they divided it in 12. So if we put another line across, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 bigger ones, 5, 6. If we divide it again, sorry, my lines are a little wonky here. Now we have 4 on the top and 4 on the bottom, so we have 8 pieces. But they divided it into 12 pieces. They really wanted tiny little pieces of their vegetarian pizza, right? So it gets a little bit trickier here to divide it again. But let's go here. Okay, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if we draw another line, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we have 6 on the bottom. So there's 12. Now, hopefully you would draw it nice and neat with a ruler and be perfect. Okay, but there's 12 slices of pizza. And they ate all but 5 of them. Okay, so we're going to make the 5 that are left red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and let's draw a pizza to represent the other pizza as well, okay? Just so that we get a visual, because lots of times with fractions, it is very helpful to get a visual, because our brains don't always think in fractions very easily. Okay, so here we go. We're going to divide this one into how many pieces? 8, right? Because that was our denominator. So there's 1, 2 pieces. 3, 4 pieces, 5, 6 pieces, and 7, 8 pieces. Now, they ate all but 4 of them. Okay, so we're going to make our 4 left. We're going to color 1, 2, 3, 4. So now you can easily see that this has half, okay, and this has 5/12. And this is less than half because see there's this one slice left on this half that they ate. Okay, so they have less than 1/2 left. Okay, so there's 2 ways of looking at it. So now you could draw the fraction this way. Okay, so if you need to, when you're doing fractions, I encourage you to use some pizzas, okay, to help you figure out your fractions, especially if it's something that is a little tricky for you. And that's totally okay. All right, now think of a counting number. Remember in counting numbers? Double it. Okay, so whatever counting number you thought of, and now double it. Then write a fraction equal to 1/2 using your number and its double. Okay, so let's try that together. Although your answer might be a little bit different than mine. Okay, so let's just do it together. Let's think of a counting number. I'm going to pick a counting number of 4. Okay, that's my counting number that I'm picking. Now I'm going to double it. So that makes it 8. Okay, now it says write a fraction that is equal to 1/2 using your number and its double. So all I need to do is draw the line. Okay, because 4 is my numerator. 8 is my denominator, and 4 is half of 8. Okay, so I could say 4/8 is equal to what? 1/2. Okay, there you go. Not too hard, right? And you could do that with any of the numbers you thought of. So if you thought of 7, then you would say double is 14. Okay, because 7 twice is 14. And then if you draw the fraction line in between, 7 over 14, or 7/14, right? All right, good job. Lesson B, multiple choice. Which of these fractions does not equal 1/2? Which fraction does not equal 1/2? Okay, let's look. 7 is half of 14. 8 is half of 15? No, right? Because 8 is half of what? 16. So that means this is not equal to 1/2. 9, we can check to make sure. 9 is half of 18 and 21 is half of 42. Okay, so B would be your answer for that one. Okay, lesson practice C. We're going to compare these two fractions to see which is greater and which is less. Okay, which is greater and which is less. We have 5/8 and we have 5/12. So what do we need to do? Well, let's see if either of these are 1/2. Are either of these 1/2? Nope. Okay, because 5 is not half of 12 and 5 is not half of 8. Okay, are they equal? No, because if you had 5 parts of 12, would that be less than if you had 5 parts of 8, right? Remember our pizza? When you have all those pieces, here's a messy pizza. Remember we had 12 pieces of pizza here? It's not going to let me draw very well because my picture's there. But remember, we had so many. Okay, but here we had a pizza with less parts, right? Only 8. Here's our 8 parts. And we have 5 of them colored. So that leaves this much of the pizza. But if we had 5 of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have all of this, but they're small little pieces. Okay, so that's the direction we want to go. Okay, now I want you to go ahead and do D 12/24 over 6/12. Okay, let's see. 12 goes into 24 how many times? 2 times, so it's half of it, right? So we can change that in our brain to equal 1/2, which makes this easier. Okay, and 6 goes into 12 how many times? 2 times, because it's half, right? So again, it's 1/2. Makes it easier to think about. So we know that these two fractions, even though they look different, are actually equal. All right, we have made it to our homework. Great job. Homework today, pages 147 to 148. You're going to just do the even problems, okay? Only even, just like we've been doing all week long. Only the even problems. So you should end up with 15 problems on your written practice, okay? Only the even ones, starting with 2. All right, okay. Have a great day. I'll see you later.